Hey, I'm Sean. So the question is, why do I want to work for Playwell? And I guess what jumps most immediately to mind is pretty straightforward. I used to play with Legos all the time as a kid. Had a bunch of sets, and I would just, I wouldn't necessarily follow the instructions. I'd just kind of go off and do my own thing. Um, So yeah, I mean, little younger me is totally like, dude, you gotta apply for a job that involves playing with Legos. Um, but when I think about that, and I think about playing with things like Legos or Play-Doh, I definitely see that as an early impetus for my interest in art making. Um, and that's why I get really excited about the idea of what they're doing at Playwell. I mean, this idea that playing with toys can lead a person off on like a whole journey of discovery. It's really cool. And I guess my second point would be I've been doing this after school arts activity in Camden with these kids, and I definitely would have still applied for this job if I hadn't had that experience. But that experience really has given me a lot of insight into working with kids and how exciting it can be to just do hands-on activities in an environment like after school and give them something fun and fruitful to do. I mean, I used to stay after school all the time when I was younger, and we just did homework. I mean, not that that's not fruitful, but you know what I mean. Um, and sort of going forward with a job like this, I like the idea. I like the idea of activities that have a more structural basis to them. Because when I work with these kids, pretty pretty free form. Art tends to broach into the play territory on its own a lot. So I like the idea of organizing and building projects that have more to do with mechanics than aesthetics, and just activities that have uh, a more rigid structure to them. I'd be really interested to see what kind of things kids create in that environment. I mean, it's probably really cool. So yeah. And oh yeah, and the other question is, what would I do with 10,000 ping pong balls? I mean, when you have that amount of anything, I would, I guess, view that as a material to be sculpted. But off the top, so I don't know. I Too many ideas go through my head. But off the top of my head, I think I would try to I would be interested in making like a giant percussive instrument, maybe. Where you got like 800. What do 800 balls sound like bouncing off of wood? What do 900 sound like bouncing off of metal? Um, that's really just off the top of my head. Anyway, thanks for hearing me out.